Welcome back to the Ice House in Hackensack, New Jersey. We got a good one here. The North Jersey Avalanche and the Skylands Kings, 15 and under AA squads, tied at 1. Gio Valente with the first goal for the Kings to make it 1-0. Evan Rodriguez, a shorthanded tally to tie things up. Well, we're heading to the third period, and the Avalanche will be on a power play for the next minute 57 to go, as Valente was called for the cross-check with about 3.5 ticks to go in that period. Both teams near the benches, about to come back out. Scanlon already in his net preparing. And you have Nathan Miller-James in his net, who got the start today over Zane Khan, who started at the Skylands Ice World last time these teams met in December. The Avalanche came back to win that game, and now they've come back to tie this one against the Kings. We'll see if history repeats itself or the Kings can flip the script. 17-minute periods. We start the third. Fazio in the face-off circle against number 3, Andrew Premack. Just waiting for the referee to come over. Be Fazio, Dickin, Pizza, and Gencarelli out there for the Kings to try and kill this all-important penalty. Here we go. Face-off won by Premack. Goes back into the Avalanche zone. And here's Puzio after it. Behind the net. Pass out to Whitreich. Gives it back to November. Pizza on him. Pizza. Oh, just missed the check on November. Now Puzio with it. Aiden Puzio breaks the line. Coming in. Shot. Stick save. It bounces up. Avalanche trying to poke it home there. It was Turco on the left side of the net, but Scanlon's able to cover. Just underway, third period here in the Ice House in Hackensack, New Jersey. 1-1 your score. Kings and Avalanche. Now Premack will take the draw to the left of Scanlon for the Avalanche. Kings making a change. Gencarelli coming on along with Dickin. Fazio against Premack. Here we go. Premack wins it. Goes back to November. November over to Turco. Turco. Shot. Right pad save. Rebound. Save Scanlon. I don't know how he got back. Puzio is right in the crease area. Now the shot. High save by Scanlon. And he'll hold on. Ethan Scanlon has been fantastic in net for the Kings today. Lots of pressure in the first period. Not so much in the second, but already getting an onslaught in the third due to an Avalanche power play. Stampone will take the draw against Rodriguez. It's won by Rodriguez. Head back to the point. Fig. Over to number 13, Aiden Park. Rodriguez in the far boards. Coming back to the middle. Skates to the near end. Pass, cross ice. And Park fanned on the one-timer now, trying to tuck it in. He goes to the far corner. Hamilton sends it back to the point to Fig. Fig has it, gives it to Bieber. Bieber, the shot, save by Scanlon. He was screened on it, but he's able to follow it right to his chest area. 33 seconds to go on the minor to Gio Valente. Again, no shots on goal recorded on the boards here, so I'll have to check the AHF score sheet after this. Here's a face-off, won by the Avalanche. Goes to Bieber. Goes back out. Rodriguez on the backhand, this shot. Save Scanlon. And Ethan saying, you scored one on me on the backhand, not this time. Now Filato out for Formisano. 24 seconds to go on the power play for the Avalanche. Oh, cleared all the way down the ice by Gencarelli. Right on goal, too, so Miller-James has to play it. And Fig back. Now Bieber. Avalanche trying for one last rush on this man advantage. Bieber over the blue line, coming in. Bieber hits the brakes in the far corner. Pass back to Rodriguez. Filato gets a piece of it. It's in his skates. Rodriguez. Into the corner it goes. Here's Dickin. Dickin on the backhand. Now coming in. Shot on goal. Score! Just after the power play expired, Aiden Park sends it home, and the Avalanche take a 2-1 lead. Time of the goal, 14:55 remaining in the third period. I think they're going to say William Hamilton actually tipped it, so the shot coming in from Park, and then Hamilton tips it home. So William Hamilton with the goal, 14:55 remaining, just after the penalty expired, and it is 2-1 Avalanche. Now the Kings. Braden Klein sends it around. Claudio in there. And Lemaitre has it. Sends it cross ice. Picked up by the Kings. Here's Arminger. Aiden Arminger up to Valente. Valente will backhand it in. Valente with Claudio racing after it. Now November. Evan November with it on the near face-off circle. Along the boards, Valente with a crunching blow on November. Now the pass out. Number 16, Marlo Lemaitre to Ryan. Dustin Ryan. Oh, big hip check by Klein. Now the Avalanche with a shot, save, Scanlon. Puzio, it's loose. Trickles just past the goal line on the far side, outside of the cage, and Scanlon covers. Wow, what a check by Braden Klein there, right along the boards. So 13:55 to go, third period. Face up to the right of Scanlon. Kings got to find a way to generate a little more offense here in this third period. Slammed by Dickin. Up the ice a little too far for Valente. Trying to replicate what they did in the second period, but that puck probably about 20, 30 feet too far. A face-off inside the Kings. May as well try it. The worst that happens is that you have to have another face-off. Face-off won by Rodriguez. Goes back to Bieber. Bieber with the shot. Wide right. Gencarelli jumps on it. Here's Michael Gencarelli. Cross ice pass. Stampone. Now to Dunn. Dunn turns around. Connor sends it up to Stampone. Stampone in front. Nobody home. Here's Gencarelli. Michael Gencarelli along the near boards. Stolen by Rodriguez. Rodriguez. Pizza now has it. Goes into the far corner. Pizza sends it in front. Just through the skates of Stampone. And he's knocked down. We get a penalty. Shot by Dunn. Saved by Miller James. But Connor Dunn knocked down right in front of the crease. And the Avalanche are going to go to the penalty kill. Kings to a power play with 13:15 to go in the third period. The penalty called on number 19, Cole Heinzinger. 2-minute penalty against the Avalanche, and the Kings now to an all-important power play here in this third period. On the face-off to the right of Miller James, it'll be Fazio taking the draw against Puzio. Here we go, off the referee's legs. Now Dickin, cross ice to Klein. Fires, wide left. Now Fazio, pressed along the boards. He gets some help in there from his wingmate. That's Filato. Now on the far boards, here's Turco. Turco in the far corner. Goes to Fazio. Fazio skating past Whitreich. Fazio on the backhand through the crease, nobody home. And it comes out to neutral ice and slides into the Kings' end. Minute 25 to go on the penalty. Klein dropped it off, but nobody was there. Dickin had to race back for it. Here's Stampone. Stampone tipped by Young, so no icing. Goes in the far corner. Comes back out. Fazio holds it. Now Dickin. Taken by Whitreich. And Whitreich sends it all the way down. 12:20 remaining. Third period. Minute to go on the power play for the Kings. See if they can generate anything here. Skylands brings it up. Fazio back to Dickin. Dickin to Stampone. Oh, it just rolls off his stick blade. On the far boards. Pass intercepted by Pozio. He got a piece of it. Now he'll get a second opportunity. Sends it all the way down. Wraps it around into the far corner. Rodriguez and Gallucci tied up there. Pass to Dickin. 25 seconds to go. Here's Dickin. Dickin. Stampone on the far board. Sent right back out by the Avalanche. Scanlon will come into the corner. And Filato will pick it up. 15 seconds to go on the penalty to number 19, Cole Heinzinger. One last rush for the Kings here in this power play. In front, Rodriguez sends it all the way down. Scanlon will stop it. And we're back to five-side hockey. Now Fazio. Gennady steals it. It goes to Gallucci. Rocco Gallucci off the boards. Gennedy's. Now Fazio. Filato on him. And Gencarelli off the boards, back to center ice. Here is Rodriguez. Stolen away by the Kings and cleared outside the zone. There is Mason Filato. He'll slam it in behind the Avalanche net. Picked up by Gennedy's in the far corner. Pass out to Bieber. Bieber at the red line. Armiger after it. Got Hamilton in the corner there. Sends it up to Formisano. Michael Formisano with it. Trying to pass it out. He'll give it up to Gencarelli. Gencarelli over the blue line. Pass through the skates of Vincent Pizza. Picked up by Thomas Gennedy's. Lemaitre. Lemaitre sends it up to Fig. Fig coming in. High slot shot. Over the crossbar, off the glass. And the puck goes past a slew of players and onto the stick of Evan November. Now Lemaitre. Pizza gets a piece of it. Lemaitre with the shot. Saved by Scanlon. Right into the logo. 9:46 remaining in the third period. The Avalanche have taken a 2-1 lead on a goal by William Hamilton. Will face off to the left of Scanlon. Puzio taking the draw for the Avalanche. It's won by North Jersey. The puck goes over to Gabriel Stampone. Stampone with Formisano and Dunn. Stampone tied up there. Formisano in the near corner. Puzio checks him into the boards. Heinzinger sends it up to Andrew Premack. Puck over to Armiger. Aiden sends it in to the far corner. November gets a piece. Backhanded. Sent back around. Armiger keeps it in to Formisano, who just tipped it wide. Oh, Formisano missed the right post by inches. Now, Premack blocked down by Dickin. 9 minutes to go here, third period. Kings need a jolt. Good check by Dickin. Stampone. It's in the boards. Now here's Dunn. Dunn. Oh, checked by November. Look to see an elbow come up there. No call. We play on. Puzio. The shot right into the red basket of Scanlon. That elbow by November into Dunn. A little high there, but the referees don't call it. 8:41 to go, third period. A face-off to the left of Scanlon. It'll be Rodriguez for the Avalanche against Fazio for the Kings. Set up the ice. Oh, Valente with a break coming in. It may be a little too far, and it is, as it crosses the goal line. And the Avalanche take a sigh of relief. Valente was racing toward that puck, reminiscent of the second period goal he had, but a little too much juice on it. Clock down to 8:34 remaining here in the third period. Face-off again to the left of Scanlon. Fazio against Rodriguez. It's won by the Kings. Sent up off the boards. And here comes Valente. He's got Claudio with him. The shot. High. Off the glass. Here's Fazio. Claudio. Now Sent back to the line. Fazio can't keep, and he has to backhand to Gallucci. Well, that worked, but the shot just a little too high. He had Claudio with him, too, but he was guarded by the defenseman. Here's Young. Now over to Claudio. Stolen by Bieber. Bieber back behind his own net. Puck off the boards to Rodriguez. Rodriguez with the first goal for the Avalanche. Hamilton with the second. Valente, the lone goal for the Kings. In the skates of Fazio. Taken away by Whitreich. Now Valente. Sent back into the Kings' end. Here's Gallucci. Rocco Gallucci. Now Young. Up to Fazio. Fazio, pass to Claudio, sends it in wide right, goes into the corner. Whitreich with it now. Picked up by Park, trying to get around Klein. Good play by Klein, sends it back to neutral ice. Claudio. And there was a delayed offside call against the Avalanche, but they cleared the zone. Here's Bieber, taken by Fazio. Tyler Fazio with it. Puck along the boards. Filato in there along with Fazio. Here's Klein, tied up by Lemaitre. Shot, save Scanlon. Jankarelli along the far boards. Klein with it. 7:43 to go. Third period. Fazio comes into the Avalanche zone. Pass back. Lemaitre clears it. Dickon gives chase. Hamilton after him. Dickon with the pass to Jankarelli. Now Dickon. Back to Jankarelli. Off the skates of Hamilton. And now Dickon behind his own net. 7:15 to go. Third period. Time not a friend of the Kings right now, as they're looking for the tying goal. Picked up by Filato. At the red line. Fazio now with it. Fazio will send it in. Comes back out to neutral ice. Delayed offside. And Filato back over the blue line. It's dropped off behind the Avalanche net. Down to Lemaitre. Gives it to Ryan. Dustin Ryan in. Ryan teeing up. Can't get the shot off. Good defense by Jankarelli. Lemaitre along the near boards. Knocked down. And cleared by the Kings. Here's Giannetti's. Kings look for wholesale changes. You can see they were getting tired there. Cross ice pass. Here's Lemaitre. Lemaitre with the pass to Premack. Premack with the shot. Saved by Scanlon. And he'll hold it. Clock still ticking. 6:11, 10, 6:09 to go. 08. And stopped at 6:07. Lost about 6 seconds there. So the face-off to the left of Scanlon. As the referee comes back to the official scores table. See if there's any time put back on the clock. Well, the referee's talking things over. A long discussion with head coach Zach Sheik and the referee. As I'm assuming Kings want time put back on the clock. Don't know if they're going to get it. The play stopped at about 6:13 to go. And it continued to roll down to 6:07. Now the referees will talk. Kings will play again on Sunday at Skylands Ice World, a non-league game. It'll be against the Union Thunder 16-18. So please join us Sunday on Black Bear TV. We'll have that game for you. Next league game, I think, is against the Rockets Hockey Club. Rockets Black. That'll be at Skylands. And I know there's a couple more games against the Rockets Black. One's in Bridgewater, And then we also have the final game of the season at Aspen Ice against New Jersey Jets Black. Well, now the referee going back to the official score. And I guess they're not going to put the time back on the clock. So there you go. Shot, save by Scanlon. And he'll freeze it. Well, no time came off, so maybe they told him to delay for 6 seconds to have that time put back on. It's always a possibility. And now Puzio taking the draw for the Avalanche. We'll keep an eye on it. Formasano. Now Puzio with it in the slot. And now the clock goes 6:04. So if there were any seconds put on, maybe about 3. Now here's Puzio over to November. November. Done on him. Cross ice. Picked up by number 19. That is Heinzinger. Heinzinger gets it back. Knocked down. Stampone coming in with Dunn. Stampone to Dunn. Tip. Score! Connor Dunn! Just over the glove of Nathan Miller-James. And the Kings have tied the game 2 apiece. Stampone with the pass. Connor Dunn gets the backhand on the puck and puts it over the glove of Miller-James. Connor Dunn bringing the Dunner Thunder to Hackensack. And the Kings have deadlocked the game 2 apiece. Time and a goal, 5:40 remaining, third period. Brand new game here at the Ice House. Now here's Whitreich, tipped by Filato. Fanned on the shot, that's Park. Now Rodriguez. What a huge goal for the Kings there. For so many reasons. I mean, you get the game tied, but also your psyche, for momentum's sake. Well, you gotta be careful not to give it right back. Here's Whitreich as the Avalanche right in the King zone. Bieber along the near boards. Back to the point, slams it in. Fazio now there. Fazio checked by Park, and it comes over to Dickin. Dickin off the boards, clears the zone, down into the Avalanche end. Whitreich picks it up. Filato after him. Now Bieber. So Stampone with the assist on Connor Dunn's goal. It ties things at 2. Oh, big check along the boards by Tyler Fazio. Great hip check. 4:30 remaining, third period. Gencarelli, cross-ice pass to Tyler. No, Vincent Pizza. Here's Rodriguez at the blue line. Taken away by Filato. Filato and Pizza into the zone. Young. Tipped outside the zone by Park, and the Kings have to regroup. Here's Gencarelli. Sends it in. Pizza with the shot. Wide left. Off the near boards. Sent all the way down the ice into the Kings' end. Just past Park, and Gallucci will play it back to neutral ice. Rodriguez coming in. Big open ice check by Fazio. Comes over to Lemaitre, right in front of his own bench. 3:45 to go. Pass to Hamilton. Hamilton with a goal in this game. Shot. Save Scanlon. And now Valente. Held in by Hamilton. William Hamilton. Gallucci picks it up. Not out. Lemaitre. It's off the glass. Kings desperately trying to clear. Here's Claudio, and they'll send it all the way down the ice. It'll be an icing. So they get the clear, but it comes right back into their own zone. I think they'll take it as the line was getting tired there. 3:17 to go in the third period. Deadlocked, 2 apiece. We are at the Ice House in Hackensack, New Jersey. What a game we have for you today. Face out to the left of Scanlon. It's won by the Kings. There's Armiger. Aiden sends it up to Formasano. Now to Stampone. Stampone trying to hit Dunn. Into the skates of Ganetti's. Now Hamilton. Hamilton knocked down. Good check. Here is Gencarelli. No, Armiger. To Formasano. Back in the corner to Armiger. On the backhand. Here's Dickin. Up to Dunn. Connor Dunn with the check. Stampone. And he sends it into the bench area, out of play. It actually hit Gavin's father, Jonathan Turco, was on the Kings bench over there, and Took it right in the right hand. Actually, he's manning the penalty box right next to the Kings. So, yeah, he took it right in the hand. So, hopefully John's okay. 2:49 to go, third period. Face off to the right of Scanlon. Stampone wins it. Gives it back to Dickin. Up to Formisano. Formisano with Turco on him. Formisano now sends it up to Stampone. Puzio takes it away. Aiden Puzio will skate backwards. Fanned on it. Stampone. Dickin tips that into the bench. Out of play. Catrini getting a glove on it. So the big question for the Kings now, do you go for the go-ahead goal, put your pressure on, or do you go ahead and hold back and try and defend and try and get to an overtime here? It's a good question. Face off at center ice. Tied at 2, Avalanche and Kings. Avalanche win it. Here's Guidetti's. Guidetti's back in his own zone. Pass up, past Turco. Didn't touch it. And it goes over the goal line for an icing. Clock down to 2:19 remaining in period number 3. A heck of a game for you here in the Ice House. Rink number 2 in Hackensack, New Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Manhattan. Fazio will take the draw for the Kings against Puzio for the Avalanche. Fazio sends it forward. It's picked up by Fig. Over the glass in the half wall and out of play. Clock down to 2:13 remaining. Face-off will remain to the right of Nathan Miller-James. Kings sending out Fazio, Pizza, Filato, Gencarelli, and Klein. Fazio looking to go forward with it. Knocked down. Pizza, it's loose. And cleared up, not out. Klein holds it, but it goes into the bench and out of play. Whitreich tried to clear the zone there, but Klein held it in, and then he flipped it into the Avalanche bench. 2:04 remaining now. If the game remains tied, we'll go to a 3-minute overtime period. Face off. Won by Fazio. Along the boards. Sent around. Now Filato. Right back into the corner. Back to the point. Here's Klein. Shot. Deflected. Oh, Miller-James got a piece of it. It bounced in on the Avalanche goalie. Deflected at least once, maybe twice. But he got his right pad down. Now in front. Picked up by the Kings. Here comes Pizza. In with Filato. Filato going behind the net. Whitreich there. Now Fazio trying to stop it. He does. Fazio to the slot. Back to Dickin. Jonathan Dickin fires off of the shin guards. Rodriguez glove saved by Miller-James. And the Avalanche clear it with 1:20 to go. It crosses the goal line for an icing. 17. Good attempt there by the Kings. Miller-James had to come up with a big glove save. So now the face-off will be to the left of the Avalanche netminder. It will be, I see Dunn and Formisano out there along with Stampone. Dickin and Gencarelli on defense. Gencarelli in. The shot deflected. Formisano on it behind the net. Tied up by Young and Puzio. Gets it into the corner. Here's Dunn. Connor stops it. Stolen away. And comes to neutral ice. Here is Turco. Turco coming in to pass across the shot. Save Skylands! Huge save now. The rebound put in by Turco and saved by Scanlon. 50 seconds to go. Along the far boards, Puzio now. Cross ice pass, nobody there. Formisano ties up the Avalanche forward. It comes out to Dunn. Dunn with Stampone on a 2-on-1. Connor Dunn coming in to pass, deflected. Formisano knocks it down on the near boards. Formisano coming in. Formisano shot. Save Miller-James. It's loose. And it goes into the corner. Dickin down with it. Stolen by Turco. Wow, what an opportunity for the Kings. Here's Stampone with Formisano. Stampone at the red line. Stampone coming in. He goes into the far boards. 7 seconds to go. Formisano, one-timer Oh, save, and it goes out of play. Miller James didn't have his helmet on. He tried to get his shoulder in the way. So they stopped the clock immediately because he doesn't have his helmet on, which you got to do. Before Marsano taking the one time in there, I don't know if he knew that. Well, 2.7 seconds to go, and the faceoff will be in the Avalanche zone. I saw Formasano winding up for that shot, and I did not realize that the Avalanche goalie didn't have his mask on. So, thankfully, everything went all right. The faceoff will be deep inside the Avalanche zone. And now, head coach Zach Sheik wanting to talk to the referee. Well, head coach Zach Sheik talking with the referee. I'm not sure exactly what about. Could be about the equipment issue. Could be about stoppage of play or where the face-off is. But anyway, Kings coming close there. A couple of opportunities. Stampone and Formasano, each with a shot on net. And Formasano trying to get one out and into the back of the net with seconds to go. Here's a face-off. Puzio wins it, clears the zone, and there is the end of the third period as Scanlon puts his pad down to stop that last shot from rolling in. We are tied and heading to overtime in the Ice House in Hackensack. It is the Skylands Kings coming back to tie the North Jersey Avalanche 2 apiece. We will start up a new feed, and we'll come back with overtime for you right here on Facebook Live.